Mic check, 1 2 1 2. You're tuned in. You're tuned in. You're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast with Bread, man. You're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast with Bread, man. I'm waiting on my green light. Waiting on my green light. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. And make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. And make sure you hit subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. Waiting on my green light. You tune in to the Black. Waiting on my green light. Waiting on my green light. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. Is that you? And make sure you hit subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. We good. What's the damn deal? You're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. Make sure you get the numbers up. If you're just tuning in, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, and make sure you subscribe. We got we have a very, very interesting show for you guys tonight. We're doing the American Skin. I don't know if you've seen it. We're doing the American Skin movie review. But on top of that, we bring you the review with a first-hand account and interview from a Black Army veteran, the one and only Jayshawn Brown. So while you're tuning in, salute to Level Up channel, salute to King of All Men. Let's go, Mars. Let's get those numbers up. Right? While you're tuning in, make sure you hit like, make sure you share, and make sure you hit subscribe. Y'all know how we start every show off right now. So we're gonna get straight to it, and as I like to say, I told y'all it's going down here at the Black People's Podcast. Huh? It's going down here at the Black People's Podcast. We're doing the American Skin movie review. If you haven't seen it yet, then it's your fault. That's on you. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Let's finish introducing the podcast. I need my moms to go to work. We need double digits. You tune into the Black People's Podcast. Y'all know how we get it started. It's power. It's all power to the people.
Can you dig it?
Let's go.
Can you dig it?
Huh?
Can you dig it?
Huh?
Juice. Blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Get them numbers up. Let's go. Get them numbers up. You tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. Share.
You got that power. Yeah, power to the people. Yeah. All power to the people. Yeah. The power's in the people. In the streets mobbing, repping good over evil. Look. Power to the people. Yeah. All power to the people. Yeah. The power's in the people. Burning and a looting, repping good over evil.
Look, the power's in the people. Should've asked for equity, but we rather be equal. Let my people go, Prince of Egypt, this the sequel. Could never give up the precious, watch them burn just like Smeagol. It's the Ock, giving life like an Ankh. We went from Chaldea, but ended on Plymouth Rock. We went from Black Tulsa to Section 8 out and watch Judas and the Black Messiah. Them crackers, they want me shot, that's the truth too. Black man magic, I might hit they ass with voodoo. Took the Bible, but left the land. Desmond Tutu, we only blind black at this point. Go grab your who's who. I rep that north side till I die, and that's a blues clue. Look, I ain't never want the recognition. All praises due, man. We in full submission. Now that I got your attention, you should know you got that juice too. Non-GMO, please don't let them people fool you.
Power. Yeah, power to the people.
Yeah.
All
Power to the people. Let's go. Get them numbers up. I need double digits. I need double digits. We're about to get started. Let's go. Huh? Power to the people. Huh?
All power to the people.
Huh?
The power's in the people. Burning and a looting, repping good over evil. Look.
I told y'all what we was doing. I told y'all what we was doing at the Black People's Podcast with Bread Man. We not playing around. Huh? We not play around. So without further ado, again, as I said, we're definitely gonna take our time tonight. We definitely We definitely gonna take our time tonight. But without further ado, right? I do wanna introduce our first guest, because again we are covering the American Skin, the controversial American Skin movie review. But see, I had to take it up a notch. I had to bring in a solidified black military veteran to sit down and do this interview with. Salute to Jayshawn Brown. Salute to Jayshawn Brown, the comedian, for sitting down with us today and giving us his take on the American Skin movie, as long as also some of his personal experiences related to the American Skin movie. Jayshawn Brown, how are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, man. Happy to be here, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Right. So Jayshawn Brown, just to clarify for the people, can you please tell the people where you're from, sir?
Oh, I'm from Modesto, California. I'm a U.S. Army veteran coming out of Fort Hood, Texas. Served in Iraq for a year, and we're gonna talk about it.
Salute to everybody who's tuned in. Salute to everybody who's tuned in to the Black People's Podcast tonight. I want to take the time to go ahead and go to my chat and see who's all showed up. Again, we're producing. Y'all know how we do this at the Black People's Podcast. We're producing, so we're gonna take the time to say salute to everybody who's in the chat. Salute to Level Up Channel. Salute to Joe, Chicken Joe Clark. Salute, my G. Salute to Star Jammer, and salute to King of All Men. I need y'all to constantly keep sharing, right? And welcome the new people who are coming into the podcast. Let's continue. So we're gonna start with some small, just some light background, because we gotta know who we talking to. Right. We can't let people sit down and hit us with the oopty wop. So before we even get into the American Skin review, we're going to get some background from our special guest, Jayshawn Brown. Right? So Jayshawn Brown, can you tell us more about where you're from and how it was coming up where you're from?
Oh man, I think I had the normal growing up mentality.
And where are you from again?
I'm from Modesto, California. Okay. As we like to say, the West Side. We're very proud of the city, with the side of town we're from, which is the hood. And you grow up in sports. You growing up learning discipline, and I excelled at that. And I went on to college. And played sports, but I ended up going to the military to serve my country, because what I felt was an attack on us. So to me, I felt like that was more important than going to go pursue my dreams in the NFL, which I thought was my dreams at the time. But I felt like, I kind of felt like I was called at that time.
So let me ask you a question. When you say you felt like you were called at that time to do military duty, are you saying that you felt like you were called because this was going around? Was this around the time of 9/11? Around the time that the Twin Towers got bombed?
Exactly. I was a senior in high school when the Trade Towers got hit in New York City. So I figured, I got this football scholarship, but I felt like, what am I really doing though? Because I could go play, do my thing, and only worry about me. But I cared more about my obligation to my country at that time. So that's why I joined the enlisted ranks of the military.
So how old were you at this time? And are you saying that at that time that we were attacked by Bin Laden, you felt like that even as a black man you felt like you were personally attacked as well?
I was only 18 at this time, and I felt like I didn't really feel like it was an attack on black people. I thought at that time that it was an attack on America as a whole, because that's how they made it seem. They made it seem like, hey, they just hit our Twin Towers. What are you gonna do? That's how I felt as a 18-year-old. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and play football in college when my whole country being attacked? So that's what motivated me to want to go join something that I felt was better than myself. So that's what the military really preaches, and they get their point across on that.
Now, I wanna ask. I wanna stay right here again. You're tuning in to the Black People's Podcast. We are doing the American Skin review with Black Army veteran Jayshawn Brown. But I want to establish a baseline here and get some background since this is his first time coming onto the podcast. So, can you tell the people, Jayshawn, were you raised in a single parent household, or did you have both parents, mother and father?
Oh, well, I wasn't raised in a single parent home, but I've had my biological mom and a stepfather who was there. So basically, it was like I had both parents, because my biological father was only 14 years older than me, so he didn't really have the knowledge to be able to be a parent at that time. You see what I'm saying?
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with your? So you're saying your biological father is only 14 years older than you. Do you know how old he was when he had you?
13. Yeah, I can do math. Come on now. It's only 9 months difference. No, he was 13 years old when he had me, but I came out at 14. So okay, like that's what you're trying to say.
And so, question: do you or did you have a relationship with your biological father coming up?
No, it took some time because he was so young that I had a relationship with my grandma. And because at 13, you aren't really ready to have a kid at that point in time. Certain people are. Some people are. Certain people aren't. But he was also like a star athlete, so he was really focused on getting his career going on. And it was just like, oh damn, I got a kid, So I'm still trying to get this scholarship and go play pro or whatever opportunities he was trying to do. Kind of having a kid was an inconvenience at that time.
Was your father in any way affiliated in did he join the military?
No, he was a professional. He was a professional athlete. He went to go play basketball overseas, did that for a couple of years, and also had an opportunity with the Texas Rangers pro baseball team that he didn't accept. And then he went back and tried to play basketball, and it didn't work out.
So what was to your recollection, Jayshawn Brown? What was your first introduction? When was the first time you were aware as a black man that the military, the Army, correct? The Army is something that I may be interested in and something I may want to devote some of my life to.
I got interested in when I went to college and I played football, and I really didn't want to be on the practice squad like a redshirt year. I wasn't into that because the college I had picked versus the college I was able to go to was more mainstream. So I felt like I was taking a step down at that point to go to this college. And then they told me you want you to red shirt. That's when I felt like I should go to a junior college and have a better opportunity to play at a bigger school, that's what led me to the military.
Stop right there. Stop right there, because I can't let you hit the people with the oop-de-wop, right?
No, what?
You know I can't let you hit the people with the oop-de-wop, right?
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, Jayshawn, I need to get to the bottom of, because it sounds like you were a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star high school athlete. You could have easily went to college on a athletic scholarship. You could have done many other things. Who was it or what was it that told you your only option or your best option was to go to the military? How did you deviate, or how did you all of a sudden switch from a illustrious career in athletics to all of a sudden going into the military? Talk to us.
I didn't really feel like my position as a freshman in college, being a freshman football player, was that obvious. I mean, that devious, like you said. I was just gonna get I spent my first semester at Sacramento State. Everything was paid for as long as I was on the football team, which was cool. As long as I went to class. But I had
you had a football scholarship.
Yes,
correct?
I had a football scholarship. Yes, that was paid for, but I noticed that was only tied to football when I had the grades to come to this school. So my whole thing was I got football contacts at everywhere. Like, I don't have to be here, because for me, I thought I'm downgrading myself coming to this school. That was my thoughts at that point in time. I could have went to a bigger school and probably sat out a year, but I wouldn't have no problem with that because it's a bigger school. But me going there and them telling me to sit out really hurt my pride. So then I was thinking about junior colleges at that time, because I didn't want to sit out a year. I'm just fresh from high school. So I did my first semester, and then I went back to my junior college. That's when I started thinking about the military. So it wasn't nothing influencing me. I started thinking about, do I want to play football, or do I have some other plans? And that's when I decided to make my decision to go into the military.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can respect that. You had an open mind, right? You didn't feel like you were boxing to the corner to just do one thing, which was playing football. So salute to you, my G. So you end up and you sign up to the military, which is the Army branch, right? And so you get to the Army, right? And just tell us a little. Well, first of all, what was your job when you signed up? When you signed up for the Army, when you put your name on the dotted line, right? When you signed your name over, when you signed your life though, when you signed your life, when you signed your life over, right, and put your name on that dotted line. Talk to the people about your MOS, which is the job that you signed up to do in the military, right? And also talk to the people about your plans and the attitude that you went into the military with.
Okay, so like a lot of people that first enter the service, they hit you with, as you would say, the oop-de-wop. You got all these benefits that you can get if you serve your time honorably. And also college paid for and everything, but you got to do what we say you got to do. So my MOS that I signed up for was 13 Delta, which was like field artillery, but you on the computer side. So I kind of had like an easy job until we got to the war. And then it's like, remember everything we taught you in basic training? It's time to pull that out. You know what I'm saying? So everyone had a job. Because when I joined, it was Iraq was going on. So no matter what job you had, we was at war. So all of that really didn't matter. You got to do what we say it's time to do when we go to war. So I had did training, and then after a year after that, it was time to go to war. It was time to go to Iraq.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Because again, you know, I'm gonna say this about 20 times just because of what we're talking about. You can't hit me with the Utiwa. So are you saying that yes, Nick, I trained to Breadman. I trained to my MOS was would you say
Field artillery, automated, did some strategies. It was like basically some internet stuff. But
fucking people up from behind the computer
behind
screen.
the scenes, yeah. It was some behind the scenes. That's what they trained me to do. It was behind the scenes how to shoot gun rounds.
But
from people, like the enemy would be, 2-3 miles away. No, more than that. Like we in Houston, let's say the enemy would be in Spring. We could hit them from there. That's what I was trying to do. But when it got down to it, now we at the war. We don't need you to do that. We need you to drive this Humvee.
So are you saying that the Army, right? Let me get back up. So are you saying that the Army hit you with the Utiwap?
Oh, yeah,
They told you, they said sign the dotted line. This your dream job. Right? This your dream job. We're gonna let you do whatever you want to do. This your job. And the job that you signed up was infantry, but from behind the computer screen. Correct?
Yes,
and when it came time for real action, for real war, you're saying that the script started to change. Talk about that.
Oh, definitely. So everybody that goes through basic training, before you get any job, you got to go through basic training to be a soldier, period. So after them 8 weeks of training, I can pull you and say, sorry, what we told you we were going to say, it's time for you to go to war right now. Remember that contract you signed? Remember that? You rolling with us now. Now, you could say, oh, no, and then it's, we got a prison cell for you because you what do they call that? Treason? You turning your back on the government, basically. So you can't do that. I mean, you could try that way, but I didn't go into it for that. So I definitely knew, like, I'm willing to go into what I signed up for if it come to that. I didn't know it was going to come to that, but I should have thought about it, but I was already ready anyway.
All right, now, stay right there. Salute. You tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. I need my mods helping me out tonight. Salute to my guy Poto Rock. He jacked in. Salute the king of all men. He jacked in. Salute the Level Up channel. She jacked in. I appreciate that. I need y'all help tonight because I'm jacked in. We're doing a real interview. We're doing the real work tonight. So I want you to stay right there, Jayshawn, because we don't want to wear you down too much. We're gonna take our time. Salute to this man for telling his story though. So let's take it to the movie American Skin, which was a movie based on a black man who was also a black Army veteran who had a son that was killed unjustly and unarmed, right, by the police. So let's go ahead and take it into this movie a little bit, and we'll bounce back and forth because I wanted to establish a baseline to this review. I wanted to establish a foundation to where we're going with this review. Jayshawn, are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and ask you off top because this is your interview. You have seen the movie American Skin, so I want to know what was your thoughts, right? When the movie, came on and we get into the beginning of the movie when it starts, you start seeing the perspective of a black Army veteran, right? Home, doing his thing, implemented back into regular society, and a snap of an eye, everything that's that he loves is pretty much snatched away from him. As an Army veteran, as an Army veteran, and I'll get deeper into this as a black Army veteran. What was your thoughts? Right, we're gonna take this step by step. What was your thoughts about the beginning of this movie? Talk to me.
I felt that Nate Parker, he really represented the point of view of a black. He in the character he played was a Marine veteran. So Marines are. Let me explain this a little bit. They go through a little bit stricter boot camp, and it's less of them than the Army. So the character that he was playing was a Marine. So Marines go through some stuff because they have to be prepared for what they're gonna go through. So what he went through in Iraq, you notice in the whole movie he doesn't even want to talk about it. People ask him a couple questions, he doesn't even want to talk about it. And I could feel that. So my thing with him was he played a really good role as far as like D.L. Hughley wrote a book about how not to get shot, because his character in that movie was trying to do everything by the textbook. How do we make it out the situation? That's what black people want to know, really. Like, what do we got to do to make it home when we get pulled over by cops in our own country? How do we survive this? What? And it's most other races don't even. That's not even a question that comes to their mind. Like, how do I make it home? He not only has to deal with how do I make it home. How do I convince my son to talk to these police officers to make it home? And he does his best, and they still don't make it home.
Now let me ask you a question. When you were watching this from a veterans, right, army veterans, point of view, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you feel like he did the right thing as far as him being with his son and being pulled over by what we all know to be the opposition? The opposition pulled him over and caught them both slipping, obviously unarmed. Now him being a Army, because we also looking for solutions. Now him being a Army veteran, right, or a military veteran, and you being a military veteran, and firearms being involved, and the opposition being involved, do you think, having that experience, coming home, dealing with the officers, dealing with police, do you think that, did you have the feeling that he was doing the right thing, or did you feel like he should have been carrying himself another way, considering the fact that he had service, considering the fact that he was a veteran, so he should get another type of respect. He should get another type of respect. Even the people that are pulling him over might have even served with him. So talk to us from a military veteran point of view. Do you think that black man, when we talk about American skin, and they got pulled over, do you think that he handled that the right way? Talk to us about that, please.
Okay, I'm gonna say, from the character that he played in the movie, I felt like he handled it the best way he could. I mean, that's what most black men feel. They just want like his character in the movie. He just wanted his son to make it back home. He showed the cops, hey, I'm not armed. So you got nothing against me. Him over here, and he's speaking for his son. He has a cell phone. He's 14 years old, he's unarmed, he has a cell phone. He's using his cell phone to visualize what is going on right now, which is his right. So I feel like that's every American's right. Yeah, he did nothing wrong in that. As far as being a black Army veteran, there's nothing I would have did differently. Man, I don't know what else we can do. As far as we're innocent, this is our country. What more do you want me to do? Do you want me to get on my knees and spread out? Like, how else am I not a threat to you because you pulled me over? I'm showing you I have no weapon. I'm good. Can you not shoot me? That's all we want to do. Can you handle this like a normal traffic stop? Because if we were not black, you would handle this right. You would do your standard operation procedures. So we wouldn't even have to worry about this. And that's what I think that's what the movie showed a good point of view of, is if these were white kids or white men, they wouldn't even have to worry about it. That's just a cell phone. And he's telling you, I'm not doing anything. So why you got your gun on me? And more, furthermore, why did you, what you shoot me for? That's what I feel. I felt like the movie it made their point across on that. Like, what, and if we gonna go further into that, the cop understood that. I did the wrong thing.
Okay. All right. Now, stay right there, because I can tell that this is starting to strike a nerve. So we're gonna make sure we take our time, because we don't want to move too fast. So let's dive back, right? Let's dive back into more of your personal experience, should I say, right? There was an act of violence committed. His son was killed. He was murdered. He was murdered by a white police officer. Death right before his eyes. Right? Now, as a military veteran, right? As a military veteran, I want to go back to your time serving in the military, and to be quite frank, your time dealing, right? Your time dealing with death, because this was a military veteran, a Marine veteran, who was watching something that was fairly normal to him. But the difference was that it was his own flesh and blood. So let's take a step back and get a real hand account, right? On how something like this works. Now, Jayshawn, I pay close attention. So you told us, Jayshawn, that you signed up for the Army. Your MOS was to do infantry, but from your understanding, it was going to be infantry from behind a computer screen. But when things kicked off in Iraq, all of a sudden, they hit you with the oop-de-wop and things changed. And from what I'm gathering, you all of a sudden found yourself in the middle of Iraq on a real life battlefield. Yes. So can you talk to the people about that experience, and can you talk to the people, just to keep it quite frank, about the correlation with death and that experience from your experience?
Honestly, from the unit I was in, we really didn't have to experience too much death. We executed very good, and we eliminated our enemies. I mean, like, the things we were trained to do, we executed on. So we did take a couple losses. As far as, like, I have experienced people dying in front of me. Now, there's nothing you can do that can get you ready for that. But going through that, And knowing that's what you signed up for, like, this is the real war. We're here now. You have to put yourself together as, all right, let's move on. I can't change what just happened. And also, I got to protect my friends that's with me. So we here in the war. Let's go. I mean, that can be like that. That's definitely PTSD.
I'm trying to give you the flow. They know how we do it here at the Black People's Podcast, and you know how we do it here at the Black People's Podcast. And I love you like a brother, so that's why I'm taking my time, and I want to make sure I give you the proper respect and give you the floor before I start to press you, because right now I want to press you, but I appreciate you for opening it up, because I thought you was finna try to hit my people with the oop-de-wop and say you never saw death. But you did admit that you took a few losses, and from what it sounds like, you did admit that you definitely took some niggas out. So let's get to the beans and cornbread. Don't make me press you, because I'm gonna press you, nigga. Let's go.
It's war. I mean, you got wins and losses. It's the thing about we was talking about earlier. You there to do a job. So it's like I'm here in another whole country, and I know I signed up to be in the military, and I'm protecting all my people with everything. So I have no problem of if I got to take a life, anything. It's okay with me, because that's what we're here to do. And I'm not going to say it was for our country, but it was mainly for the brotherhood. Like, I want to make sure you make it home. You want to make sure I make it home. So that's why people that have been in the military are real close with each other. Like, the bond is true, because I got your back. People could say that out here, but you never been in them situations. So how you know? That person just talking.
This is why this is going to be a beautiful interview. Y'all getting this natural. If you're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, and make sure you hit subscribe. If you would like to support the podcast, be sure to Cash App, $Breadman281. Or you can PayPal, BreadDaily832. Those links are in the chat. For everybody who's tuned in, you're getting a behind-the-scenes view. This live is going to be taken down. I can't give this to everybody. This man taking his time. He said, Brett, I want to talk about this movie, and I want to talk about it from my point of view as a veteran, as a person who served this country. So this interview is going to, I'm reading the comments. Yes, it's going to be rough. I know y'all can handle it. This man is telling his story. So we're not going to keep this live up, right? We're going to take this live down, and we're going to give y'all the rebroadcast. So if you're tuned in, put some respect on Jayshawn Brown. But it's beautiful he's sitting down with Breadman, because I know where to go with this interview. I know exactly where to go. You feel me? So, Mr. Jayshawn Brown, what I want to ask you is, because you struck a nerve with me. You struck a nerve with me when you started to talk about, being on the front line with people, or being in a situation and, having to have these people's back, and these people, having your back, whatever the situation, because why? You all want to go home. And so I want to ask you, my brother, matter of fact, I'm not going to ask I'm going to ask how many times and how much of a factor was color, was race? How much of a factor was race and color in that equation? When you're on the front lines, basically fighting a war, do you understand what I'm saying? And as a black man, You're fighting another war. Can you talk to us? Can you talk to us about that experience, please?
Yes, I can. It was honestly, the race thing goes out the window. You from America, like I'm from America. We on the same team, but also is what people don't know. We trained the Iraqi army when I was out there. I was out there in 2006, so I had Iraqis on my team. We was training them to fight against the people that were against them. So, but these people were melanated people just like me, just from another side of the planet. I felt like y'all my brothers just like me. You a black man, I'm a black man. I'm gonna help you out as much as I can.
So stop right there. Stop right there. This is why I love this interview. We're gonna be bouncing back from Jayshawn's personal military career, right? And we're gonna be bouncing back and forth from that into American Skin, right? And the main character's military career. We're going to be doing both, so bear with us. You tuned in. We're producing. You tuned into the Black People's Podcast. So, Jayshawn, again, you know I got to press you. I got to press you on this. So are you saying to the people, because I can almost empathize. I can almost agree with you that color goes out the window when you're on the front line and you're fighting for your life. You're fighting to get home. You know, I played football for half of my life. You feel me? Does not compare. Don't get me wrong. That shit don't compare to serving your country. I just understand how it's what you call if y'all don't know this word, it's what you call a meritocracy. These are the closest things that you will find to a meritocracy. The military and football. Meaning you're going to go to the front lines and you're going to go to battle. And no matter what differences you have with the person next to you, whether it be color, religion, right? Even gender, it doesn't matter. If you're on my side, all of that goes out the window because we're all fighting for the same goal, which is to take out the opposition and to take our ass home to our family. And football, it's just to claim victory. So what I want to ask you, Jayshawn, is, and I want you to reiterate: Are you saying that in your time in military? Because I got a follow-up question. Are you saying that your time in during the service in military that racism was never an issue?
No, I'm not gonna say it was never an issue, but like you said, it was we all had this same common goal. We all trying to make it back. Like I said, the Iraqi people that was on our side against them other people. So we all won right now, but every other issue, once we get back to the camp and now you got to argue about something else, we had to deal with that too. We had to deal with a whole lot of, I guess you can say, homophobic stuff. Because the Iraqi soldiers, they are bisexual, like 90% of them. They are bisexual, so we had to deal with that.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that for the podcast? I thought I heard you say that over half of the
90%.
I heard you just say that 90% of the Iraqi soldiers were bisexual, but from my understanding, from what I know, I thought that was a extremely no-no, like an extreme no-no. I thought that you could be killed for that. I know in the Muslim culture, so it only makes sense, right, to say that those soldiers could have been killed for that. See, this is where this podcast is going to take us. So talk to us how 90% of the Iraqi soldiers could have been bisexual while dealing with that reality. Please talk to us.
Exactly, like what you said is what I was taught. What I thought was, I didn't know they had homosexual over there in the Muslim culture because I thought being taught from American standpoint is that these men are straight men and they have 5 wives and they what we're taught. Then when I get over there, I find out 90% of these men, they for fun, as I guess I could say it that way, is for pleasure. They would rather have for pleasure is with another man. For reproduction is with women. That's how they view that. That's how their culture is. That's how they do it. We didn't know that. Then we found that out. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but like that's the thing. So it wasn't on some homophobic. That was like an American thing. Americans are the ones. We're the ones that said, "Oh, you're afraid of this." No, they started that, and we had to deal with that. So this is why y'all got y'all women tied up with your faces tied up, because they look at their women as just baby makers, basically. But then when we came over to Iraq and to their country, we're coming to free their women. So now Iraq looked just like H-Town. For real. And I actually met some, when I was doing security down here, I met a woman from Iraq out here. Free. So that's what I said. Okay, that's what I was fighting for. I was fighting for women to be free all over the world.
Yo, so like I said, y'all, we gonna take our time tonight. I mean, I ain't in no rush. I know y'all say I talk a lot. I know y'all say I don't give a fuck. So I gotta ask you, Jayshawn. I know you're gonna answer this question. You talking that we was over there to save women. We were. So I got to ask you. I hear it in your voice. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, my brother. Right? Did you? Let me see if I get this up. There we go. Did you get, excuse for my queens that's tuned in, did you get a piece of, or multiple pieces of Iraqi pussy while you was out there? Talk to the people.
I'm going to keep it 100. I had opportunities to do that, but I was actually so focused on my mission. Honestly, I'm not going to even lie. If I did that, I would say it. You know me. I wouldn't even lie. I was very focused on the mission because it was still always life or death every day. So I wasn't worried about, like I said, who they were sleeping with. It really didn't even bother me that these 2 guys that are on the Iraqi army team slept with each other. I didn't care about that. You got my back, I got yours? Okay, cool. That's how it was. And the women, they're interpreters. So it really didn't bother me on that.
Now, okay, again, you tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. We're taking our time tonight. Salute to Nina Tay. Nina Tay all day, tuned in. Let me catch Nina Tay up. Black J, catch Nina Tay up. Catch Nina Tay up on what's going on. We're doing an American Skin movie review, but we're getting it from a solidified standpoint of a black military veteran. We're going to take our time and go over this. We're going to take our time. So stay right there, Jayshawn, because, again, you blew my mind as far as, the 90% of Iraqi soldiers being bisexual. You fucked my head up with that one. Right? You definitely fucked my head up with that one. But let's get back to the racism, and then we'll bounce back to the movie American Skin. This is the last question I have to ask you about as of now. Right, as of now, because you're on the hot seat, my G. You're on the hot seat. Okay. You're on the hot seat. Let me show you how hot it can get. Just like that. You're doing good. You're doing good so far. You're doing good so far. So it ain't that hot. You're doing good. You do it. Hey. Let me give you a round of applause. You feel me? It ain't got. It ain't got that hatch yet. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. So before we bounce back, Jayshawn, before we bounce back to American Skin, right? I want to have another question about the military and and racism, right? Now, and what is it called? Homophobiaism. Yeah. So because you even said it got to a point to where shit, I started to look at these Iraqi people as just like me, like people of color. You feel me? Like,
Well, yeah, definitely they are.
okay. So my question is, because I'm not gonna let you hit me with the oop de wop. You can't tell me no lie. If I'm jumping out the window, you let me know. But I'm gonna just ask you the question straight up. So what was your reaction when you would see white soldiers with Confederate flag tattoos, or white soldiers? They didn't have Trump hats back then. You lucky, nigga. You lucky, nigga. I can't press you like I want to. But the white soldiers with the peckerwood, right? The white soldiers with the Confederate flag, or just the regular white soldiers, right, with the Ray-Bans and the blonde hair and blue eyes, right? But every time y'all run up on the Iraqi people, you see the same shit that we dealing with in America, meaning you see the outright racism. And the only thing that was probably stopping them from treating you the same way is because you had a M16. It's because you had an M16 too. Okay. It's because you signed paperwork to protect them as well. But that's the only difference. Okay. So what I want to know is, what was your reaction? What was your reaction when you saw, I know you saw it, when you saw white, racist, American soldiers, right, treating the Iraqi people just like they come home and treat black people on the streets?
I didn't look at it like that while I was over there. So me being in that position, see, now you put it in a position I never thought of when I was over there. Like, how do you feel about them? Because you were, you black just like they black, and I felt that, but they were on my team. So I was just like, hey, pull them over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to search. I don't care if they white, black, red, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't one of us. They the ops, in a way. Like how the young kids could say it. Like, it's war. At a certain, that's what I felt like. It's just war. Like, you could be white, you could be black, whatever. If me and you got this, we got this American flag on, we on the same team, all that politics shit go out the window right now. We could worry about that when we get back to the base. You got my back, I got yours. Them other ones, like them, the ops, as the kids would say, that's just how it was. It was just, I never was like, oh, okay, that's a white soldier doing that. I didn't care who it was. Do it, because you got my back, and I need you to be just as aggressive. I don't need you to be like, oh, okay, I'm black, so I'm going to treat these other black people who are Iraqis with some more respect. Nah, we got to get these people under position. We got to show our force, because if they acting up, we got an issue. So it didn't. When it's wartime, it's you either on my side or you not. That race thing, that's later. We'll worry about that later. That's just how it is. But if you racist and when we in war, we really got a problem at that point. Right? We got some problems, because we don't even have time to deal with you right now. Let's talk about that shit when we get back to America. It's time to work right now. So all that shit, you can throw that out the window right now.
Now, stay right there. Stay right there. Again, you tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. I got more questions from you. You sound like you solid. You sound extra solid. You give the American military a very I'm not gonna say good picture, but you give them a solid picture. I'm not done. We're gonna stay right there. Let's get back to the movie American Skin. Again, you tune in to the Black People's Podcast. We have our special guest tonight, Jayshawn the comedian, right? From Modesto, California, coming to you via Houston, Texas. H-Town, baby. It's going down. We're going to take a brief intermission shortly, but we got a little bit more work to do. I want to take it back to the movie American Skin. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe. I need my moms going to work. Get those likes up. Right? Let's do the damn thing. Now let's take it back to the movie, Jayshawn. We talked about the beginning, right? And then I'll be matter of fact, no, I'll wait. This is not my time to shine. I'll wait for my final thoughts and my opinions. But as the movie moves on, we see that this black veteran's son, right, gets murdered unjustly, obviously unjustly, like so many more. And it seemed as, right, this father was taking it all, spoiler alert, it seemed as this father was taking it all on the chin, like he was going to, do the right thing and give the system a chance, let the criminal justice system do what it's supposed to do. Let the criminal justice system work. That's what they like to say. And so that's what this black father decided to do. You understand what I'm saying? And the movie leads you to believe that that's what's going on, but the movie takes a sharp turn. Spoiler alert. The movie takes a sharp turn and it turns into a documentary of a father reclaiming justice for his son. And he not only does it alone, he does it with what it seems like is his black fellow comrades. To the point to where they infiltrate a police station by physical force with firearms, take over a police station, take the police station hostage, and they begin to hold trial for the son that was taken unjustly due to police violence. Now, Jayshawn Brown, when you saw this started to happen, because I know how it made me feel. But as a Army veteran with comrades in the same people that you went to war with, and you have contact with these type of people. Right. So that's why I want to ask you. First of all, was this realistic? Is this a realistic type of relationship that is held between veterans, black veterans, and other veterans? And as far as the movie is concerned, what was your thoughts when you was watching this ensue?
Well, I felt as far as the relationship, as far as veterans that I've went to war with, me watching the movie, it was a couple of people I could have called on and been like, "You'd have been with me, right?" You know what I'm saying? So, all jokes aside, though, but it kind of brings you to a question: would you do that if you weren't served justice? And that's what I like about this movie is, in real life, black Americans, we do not get our justice. We'll be unarmed and our kids will get murdered by these law officers that are supposed to protect us. And like he said in the movie, He said, I don't know how I feel like a man when I allow this to happen. And that definitely took me to heart. Obviously it's a fictional story, but a lot of that was based on some fiction, some real events that happened.
That is correct. It's based off a true story.
Yeah, it's based on some true stories. So, how do you feel if that would have been your kid? I honestly feel like, well, I would have to get justice. And I would know going into it, just based off the experiences of the past of every other families, I'm not going to get justice if my son or daughter is unarmed and they get killed because they're black. It shows you. The cops is going to get off. So how would you feel as a man knowing you just sat back and watched that? Me, I couldn't accept that. And that's what the character in the movie, he understood. He said, I don't feel like a man doing that. And I definitely agree with that. So, is taking justice into your own hands wrong? But should they have put it in your hands? Or should this be I thought we was in a land of where justice can play out. So it's just like, what are we supposed to do? Keep taking it on the other cheek? That's watching the movie like, what are we gonna do? We've done the nonviolent thing, and we see where that gets us. So it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's a different theme when you're watching someone else. But what happens when it comes to your front step? What you gonna do at that point? And I felt like this movie brought that energy to you. Like, what would you do? I already know what I'll do. I couldn't live like that. I wouldn't even want to live knowing this cop right here killed my unarmed son, and he just walking around talking about it. I just couldn't deal with it.
Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think that the fact that he had previous military experience, that he was exposed to raw, true military combat in situations, do you think that because he was exposed to that he was more readily to make the his son's victimizer pay the price?
Yes, and that's what he said in the character in the movie. He said, "Well, this is exactly how he said it." He said, "Well, why are black people the only ones that think that things are gonna get done just by protesting unviolently? You think if we can march and we gonna get something done? It's don't never work that way. White people don't do that. They go to war. Blood got to get shed for what I'm out. That's how you prove your point. Like, I mean, look at this country we sitting on right now. A lot of blood got shed right now for us to be here. I mean, it just, like I said, I feel like you got to come to a point where I'm willing to either kill or die for this. You can't just do that.
Now, stay right there. You tuned in. You tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. First of all, before I go any further, because now it's about to get what I like to call a lot more sinister. You feel me? Now we finna get to the dirty work, because Jayshawn is speaking all facts. Don't let it go over your head. Don't let it go over your head. He's dropping all gems. So I would be remiss to not take advantage of this wealth of information while I have it. But I just want to make sure with Jayshawn, right? Are we good? Are we good to proceed further and a little deeper?
Let's go.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. You heard it from straight from his mouth. Right? We're going to take a short, very, very short intermission. Because why? Because I need double digits. I need double digits. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. So if you're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast, make sure you hit like right now and get my likes up. Make sure you share. We should be viral right now. We giving y'all some of the hardest content out here. Ain't nobody else doing this. Ain't nobody else doing the hard work. Salute to the subs. I see the subs going up. Right? But I need to get double digits in that live. You got your Cash App? Don't you got a Cash App? We're going to make sure and drop his Cash App as well. We will be dropping Jayshawn's Cash App as well. We got to put some respect on his name for telling the story. But right now, let's take the time and the opportunity to get those likes up. It's power to the people, y'all. Let's go. Help me out.
Juice,
Help me out. Let's go.
juice, juice. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You got that juice. You got the juice. You got the juice. You got that power. Yeah, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. In the streets mobbing, repping good over evil. Look, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. Burning and looting, repping good over evil. Look.
Get my numbers up, man. Get my numbers up, bro. Ain't nobody else doing this, man. Let's go. Ain't nobody else doing this. Let's go. You tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. Live, baby. This is live, baby. Let's go. And as I like to tell my people, it gets a lot more sinister. We got the tough questions coming, baby. Let's go.
Desmond Tutu, we only blind black at this point.
American Skin with Nate Parker. Go check it out right now.
Recognition. All praises due, man. We in full submission. Now that I got your attention, you should know you got that juice too. Non-GMO, please don't let them people fool you.
Power. Yeah, power to the people. All power to the people. The power's in the people. In the streets mobbing, repping good over evil. Look. Power to the people.
Yeah.
All power to the people. Yeah. The power's in the people. Burning and looting, repping good over evil. Look. Juice.
Salute to all those tuned in to the Black People's Podcast with Breadman. It's going down. Let's go. What's the damn deal? Again, you're tuned in. You're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. We're taking our time. You're tuned in to the Black People's Podcast with Breadman. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you would like to support the podcast, if you would like to support the show, feel free to Cash App $Breadman281. That's $Breadman281. Or you can PayPal Bread Daily 832. That's Bread Daily 832. The links are in the chat. There you go, right there. The links are in the chat. Right? Like I said, we taking our time tonight. And this is where it takes a little bit more sinister turn. You ain't even gonna be able to get this on the rebroadcast. You feel me? This how deep we going. Now we left off with Jayshawn Brown telling us how he could empathize, how he could understand exactly where Mr. Nate Parker, or the father of the young black man in American Skin, was coming from. He spoke to us about being willing to die, being willing to shed blood, being willing to shed blood for what you believe in, right? Oh yeah. And so this is where it takes a little bit more sinister turn, because now we're about to get a up close account of what that looks like, what that feels like, and what it takes. Not from me, but from a true black Army veteran. So, Mr. Jayshawn Brown, we were talking about what it takes to basically find and get justice, to get freedom, to create revolution for our people. And we came to a conclusion. That it takes abrupt force, that it would take an act of war, that it takes casualties of war, and that it takes death. Now, I wanna get back to that with you, because you as a soldier, you saw this firsthand account on behalf of America. So if you don't mind, I'll ask you a few more sinister questions. Number one being, let's get straight to it. Have you ever seen? Fuck that. Have you ever taken a life personally in a line of duty, or have you ever seen a life taken personally in a line of duty?
Okay, Bob. Yes, I've taken a life in the line of duty, and I mean, I guess it's just a way of coping with it. To me, I was trained to do that, so it was, in a way, it was kind of like playing a video game. I mean, I didn't have no emotions on it. I knew that it was either me or them, and it felt like you won the video game. Like, it's literally, it felt kind of literally like playing a video game, but it's just real. Like, I knew if I miss, I might not make it. So you extra aiming. So with that, there was kind of no emotion. Just like, okay, yeah, I won. You wouldn't have no time to lose because you would be gone. But did we take losses? Yeah, we took losses. It wasn't what the media shows is a lot of lies, man.
Stop right there. I just want to clarify. Was this a situation where you were behind the computer screen, or was this a situation where you were behind the M16?
When you get to the actual combat. So okay, let me explain this real quick. You get trained to do your job. Like, as far as whatever your job is, your job could be the cook, right? But before they train you to be a cook, you're a soldier first. So they train you how to shoot. They train you how to do basic training. So everybody that goes through basic training is a soldier. So they can throw you in any situation and you ready because you already been trained. So what I was trained to do versus what we did is two different things, because what I was trained to do was to sit back behind the computer and just send out them rounds. We know where the enemy's at and shoot them over there. That's not real life. You can't just shoot field artillery rounds over into some people's villages. You can't kill a whole bunch of innocent people to kill the enemy. That's not how it goes down in real life. That's what we got trained to do. But that's not real life. You got to go over there and roll up on them.
So stop right there. Again, this is what you call this is the true block. This is what we're gonna find, well, what everybody is made of. You tune into the Black People's Podcast. So, Mr. Jayshawn Brown, again, I have to ask you a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more specifically. And if you choose to decline, that's fine. We will respect you, because we respect your service that you put in for our country. Salute to the chat. The chat recognizes that as well. Salute to Nina Tay all day. Says it's his job. Salute to Nina Tay all day. What I want to ask you is, point blank period, can you tell us, give us more of a first-hand account about the first life? The first life you had to take in the line of duty.
I'm gonna keep it real. It wasn't too many. It was only like 2.
We only want to know about the first, because we know that that's the one you're going to remember. Again, if you would not like to tell us about this, we will respect your decision. But if you don't mind, can you break down to the people of the situation that occurred when you had to take your first human life in the line of duty?
Try to injure the enemy combat. I can't confirm that Then we getting real now. No, I like this because I like this because you asked me basically, do you have any bodies on you? So I'm like, well, I know that like I shot somebody. I don't know if they died, but I know they stopped shooting at us and we good. We was good. Cause I was in the gunner's hatch. So gunner's hatch is like you have a Humvee, like a Hummer, and then there's one person up there shooting at people like that, or ready to shoot, basically. Not just shooting at people. You don't just do that. But anyway, so we got in a situation where it was time for me to shoot. I did that. I don't know if I killed the person, but I disabled them. You know what I'm saying? So they could have died. I don't know. So that would have been my first time. There was one where I know, okay, they're dead.
Well, tell us about that one.
It was receiving fire. Like, so there was like a checkpoint, like, cause it's, okay, like the freeways. You know, we have freeways out here. So we had like vehicles posted up, like you can't drive over here. We got this posted up for whatever reason. So if any vehicles, Iraqi, whatever, they already know they're not supposed to be driving over here. So if they're driving over here, they're enemy territory, basically. They could come with a bomb, anything. And we're pointing guns at them the whole time. They're not slowing down. To me, that it was easy to shoot and kill one of them. Because they know they're not, that's obviously enemy territory, so. To me, it was like an easy kill. I guess you could say like an easy kill.
So were there any with either one of them, were there any I guess what's the word? Remorse or hesitancy or like you know, thinking back or regrets about what happened?
There wasn't no remorse at all. Knew exactly what was going on, and it was like the way we set it up. Also, the enemy knew that they were the enemy. If you step over here, like we're letting you know, not like the police out here. We let them know, hey, if you come over here, you're the bad guys. So you with the smoke, basically. Then it is what it is. But that's not. Nobody was innocent getting dealt with. So that was a big difference. So there is no remorse. Okay, so you trying to challenge us? All right, we got you. In a way, that's kind of them saying that you weak in a way. We told you not to be over here. What you think we soft? And if you keep coming close, how many warnings do you need? That's what situation we had to deal with in war, I guess.
Now, the reason I ask you these questions because I don't want you or anybody else to think, oh, Brad, man, you're just trying to find something salacious. You just, you messing with this man. You trying to, exploit his pain. It's nothing like that. Allow me, Jayshawn. The reason that I ask you these questions because what I really want to know is a veteran of war. I want to know what you think from a professional standpoint. What it would take in America on our home soil to do the same thing you had to do, right? For our own people, for our own babies. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning the lives that you took were on behalf of the United States of America. And as we hear from your story, right? If we were in your position, they were justly so. You needed to come home. What I want to know from your professional opinion, from your professional point of view, what do you think that it would take, being a black man, what do you think that it would take for black people in the United States to take the same steps to protect their own? Can you talk to the people about that?
Protect our own against the police officers?
Exactly.
You got to be willing to die. It's that simple. It's you got to be willing to care about the people you're protecting enough where that's more than your own life. If you feel that way, to me, that's a simple decision. But people, I don't know, people, they feel like they can get another chance or they can honestly, it's hard for me I can't put myself in the mind frame of someone that's sitting there watching a cop, a military person, anything, do something that's wrong in America to someone that you love or someone that you even cool with. And what you gonna do? You just gonna stand there? Especially an unarmed person, like, what is you doing this for? Like, the cop or whatever law enforcement officer they are, they have the right to just do whatever they want to do and also take a life, an innocent life, and you gonna just stand there? I can't get down like that. Like, you got to get down. You would have to kill me too, because I just couldn't imagine myself going to, say it was you. I couldn't imagine myself going to, hey, I tried to tell the cops to stop, and they wouldn't stop, and they just killed them. And I'm here to tell the story. I was all good, they didn't touch me. I yelled at them. Like, I got to get involved too. Because to me, how can you live on after that? That's what I was talking, before we had this interview, I was talking to you about that. Like, I think people have to have a line that someone else can't cross. You got to have something like a code, or I don't know. Just to me, I was kind of like embedded in that, like taught as a youngster. Like, you can't do something to me and I don't do nothing about it. Turn the other cheek, I don't know about that. We got to get them up. We got to have the best, see who the best is. I got to at least try. I can't just roll over. So you're going to have to kill me. I'm not going out like that. And that was before the military, so with the military training, I definitely couldn't. Just because you got a badge on. I'm supposed to just let you just disrespect my partner just like that and do whatever you want to do. And the way the cops do it, I guess I might be going off a tangent, I don't know. But the way the cops do it is like they be looking at the other person like, what you want to do? So I'm getting involved. Me personally, I'm getting involved.
Now, I hate to get off of topic, but when I listen to you, and especially you being from Modesto, California, I can't help but to think about our brother. What's his name? Our brother, Mr. Reed, the one who just what was his name? Jeez, I got it right here. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all help me out in the chat. Black J, what's his name? He's out there from your way. Mr. Reen Rod, what's his name? The black man from California. The black man from California who was killed for jaywalking. What's his name, y'all? Because that's who I think about when I hear Jayshawn talking right now. The black man who was killed for jaywalking. They just released the tapes. That showed that it was some fuck shit. What's his name, y'all? What's his name? Let me see if I can get it right here. Put some respect on his name, man. I'm not moving forward till I get Kurt Reinhold. Mr. Kurt Reinhold. That's who I think about when I see you or when I hear you speaking that way, because it seemed like he had the same attitude. He checked the police, the California police that approached him for jaywalking. He checked them. They tried to take him down on some bullshit, did everything wrong in the book. And then one of them yelled, oh, he's going for my gun, which is some bullshit, and they took his life. So as a black man, when you continue to see these stories and hear these stories, and then you know that you ain't no punk, you know that you was raised and that you've been trained, you've actually been trained to deal with conflict a certain way. What is your response to situations like this? When you hear about situations like this, black man?
Like, the problem is that these cops keep getting let off. That's all we want is justice, right? I mean, really. I mean, and if we can get some justice, then they wouldn't keep doing it. That's what American Skin was all about. Remember that reporter? He was saying that if this one got to be held accountable, and if it stops other ones, then let's do it. But the juries that are saying not guilty, they're the ones that are like, they're not stepping up to the plate. So they're still going like, you can keep doing this. And that's the problem. Like, so if we know they're not gonna hold themselves accountable, we gotta hold them accountable. At that point, though, it's jaywalking. It should never be life or death for jaywalking. It doesn't make sense. You give a ticket. I don't care if you arguing all day. Keep talking. Here's your ticket. Get the fuck on. But no, they want to take it in their hands to do extras. And that's racism. That's all there is to it. Me using my power, oh, okay. You can't even do nothing. Jaywalking is just jaywalking. It's just a ticket. How do you feel you were threatened? Police can walk away too. And like, that's what I like. I want to bring this up. Remember in the film, in the movie, where he said, I was just doing what I was trained to do. Once I pull my gun out, I can't de-escalate. That's fiction.
Talk about it.
That's fiction.
Talk about it.
Okay, so in that scene.
Why is that fiction?
Because this is how it's fiction. It's because he had no reason to pull his gun out. It's just a kid with his damn phone pointed at you. And the father's right there telling you, this is a phone. He's not and all he's doing is trying to get out the car. That's it. The cop admitted to it later on in the movie, but he felt so threatened that this was a black man that he needed to kill him. You can't justify that. What made you feel that you were threatened? You can't say because this person was black. I thought they were going to do what?
Let's pick up from where you're at, the middle to the end of the movie, and this is where I will let you take over. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Nate Parker, who's starring in the movie, he's taken over the police station with his comrades, and they've basically taken the one responsible, along with the rest of the police station, hostage, and they're going to hold a public trial online and on television to get a real result. Now, Jayshawn, I will let you take it from here because honestly, my honest opinion, this is where I almost started to tap out because I said that this is fantasy. This is not realistic. Now, this is a reach because at this point, there's only one thing to do. Regardless if there's a trial or not, you know what we came to do. but I want to talk to you, black man, right? About your feelings about the middle of the movie, right? All the way to the end, spoiler alert, where he did everything supposedly right and they still blew his brains out on the way out the door. The floor is yours.
I think that was the point of the movie was that we can do everything they tell us to do. It's kind of like we're not showing white America what it is. We're just revealing it, right? So in this situation, this guy done everything he could do, and he wasn't shown justice. So, to his point of view, I'm gonna take justice into my own hand. Theoretically, would this happen in real life? No. They wouldn't have been able to take over the police station like that in real life. But for the movie's sake, I like the point that they were able to hold the whole trial, and the cop was able to understand I did wrong. From the racial profiling, not only just that, I racial profiled, and I also drawed out my gun on the kid just because he's black, and wouldn't stop. Like, this is an unarmed person, but since he's black, I'm finna shoot. Now I feel like my life's in danger. That cop understood it with that trial, that fictional trial. He understood he was wrong in the movie. Would this happen in real life? No. But I like the fact that the movie did that. What else were you asking me about that? I mean, you said something else about, forgot the question you asked me. My bad.
Well, again, you pretty much summed it up. I was saying all the way to where he had his brains, his brains blowing out, for doing the right thing. I want to take a second to go to the chat and see if anybody has any questions. Again, we want to give Mr. Jayshawn Brown a round of applause for coming to the people and coming to the people telling the story. Right? And so what I want to try to close, we want to close. This is what I try to do at the Black People's Podcast. Jayshawn, I always try to close on a good note, right? So what I would call a good note would be comedy, right? Would you not agree? Oh, yeah. All right. So what I know you for is doing stand-up comedy in Houston. So just to keep it real and keep it funky with the people, being on the front lines and turning people's TV off, you feel me? On behalf of the United States is a far stretch from getting on the mic, you understand what I'm saying? And, telling jokes or even telling your story. So can you talk to the people about how that transition occurred and how that journey has been from, being basically an infantry soldier and then infiltrating stand-up comedy?
Ooh, man. That's a good one, man. Being a stand-up comic, I think that might be harder than being a soldier. Because you don't get no criticism. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, and you look at a soldier and you just give them your respect. Okay, but for some reason, I don't know why people do it. Comedy is one of the only professions that people that watch you do your job, I can see like fast food too, because I'm going to give some fast food workers some props on this. Because I noticed when I order like, say a Big Mac, and they taking too long, I'd be like, man, you could have hurried up on that. You know what I'm saying? But with stand-up, is everybody that don't do stand-up feels like they're professional and they can tell you what to do if you're not funny and you should have said your joke this way and you know what, boo, get off the stage. they don't know nothing about what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a challenge to deal with.
When did the comedy start? Did it start when you were on a battlefield? Did you have a sense of humor then and was like, this is what I'm gonna do, you feel me, when I get back, I'm gonna change my life, I'm gonna get on some other shit. When did comedy, the stand-up comedy, right? Like, I'm gonna do this for real. When did that enter your life?
It happened to me on accident. Actually, where it started was actually in the military. Because when we were in Iraq, we had like basically you're at work 24/7. So you don't have no distractions. You don't got to worry about going to the club. You don't got to worry about no real fun. So what we were allowed to do was grab a microphone while we were at work and just crack jokes on people, anything, like just to lighten the mood. And I kind of drew a liking to that. But I didn't know I was gonna do stand up. What happened with me was I had got out the military, and then I started going to comedy shows. I had become a fan of it, and then one day I had walked up to one of the comedians, and I said, you know what, I think I can try this out. And she said, you know, hey, come on, I'll give you 3 minutes next week. And I felt like that was a challenge, so I had to go home and try to write some jokes. It didn't work out the first time. Actually, my first joke actually hit, but that was only like 30 seconds. And so you just standing up there after you get your first laugh, and man, everybody just looking at you like, say something else. So that's when I knew, okay, this ain't as easy as it looks. I got to go back and figure this whole thing out. And I'm still on that journey right now, you know, but having a lot of fun with it. I ain't gonna lie, it's been some ups and downs. Comedy is definitely, you tell your story and you find out how to, pretty much, I would say a lot of people are funny, but you gotta find out how to make it funny on stage because you're the only one talking. So that's the skill right there.
So salute. So you're on your comedy journey, and again salute to you, you know for your service and everything, you know. But you know apparently you live two different lives, right? Two different lives. So. Again, I'm going to the chat just to see if they have any questions because I got maybe a couple of more. But again, we appreciate your story and you opening up to the people. Let me see. Star Jammer, do you have any questions? Star Jammer, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for Mr. Jayshawn Brown for Jay? There we go. Let us know. Again, sir, we appreciate your service and we appreciate your time. You feel me? So I guess what I'll ask you is, as far as the military is concerned, right? Do you have any regrets? As a matter of fact, let me tap back in a little bit deeper. Was there any one situation when you were in the military? I said I was gonna come back to this. This is how you catch them slipping. This how you catch them slipping, y'all. Pay attention. This how you catch them slipping, y'all. Pay attention. Mr. Jayshawn Brown, was there any point in the military while you were in the military during basic training, during during war, during your MOS training, at any point in time, was there at any point in time that you dealt with overt racism or that you saw someone deal with overt racism, and what was your response and how did you deal with it? Keep it funky. We want the details. Be honest, and we want the details.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't, man. That's the problem. I mean, not a problem, but it's. I really didn't see that, man.
Talk. Y'all talk to me in the chat. You know you can hit the people with the oopty wop. I'm gonna try to keep it unbiased, but the chat is gonna press you. I'm gonna ask you one more time, like an attorney would, right? Right? And let me ask them, do y'all think he lying? Because I'm about to ask you how an attorney would. I gotta make sure I cover all my bases. Do y'all think he is lying? Let me make sure I get this question in here. Do y'all think he lying? Talk to me in the chat. Do y'all think Jayshawn is lying? And I'm gonna ask this question again. And I gotta make sure I cover all my bases as an attorney, because he might be trying to hit me with the oopty wop. I want to make sure. Jayshawn Brown again. During your service, take a good look at him, y'all. Take a good look. The camera on you now, nigga. the camera on you now, nigga. Take a good. Let me ask the question. Y'all take a good look. Jayshawn Brown. At any time where you were serving your country for the United States Army, did you encounter any form of racism? Yes or no?
Any form. I mean, hell, said when you say it like that, I mean, I had Iraqi kids talking shit to me because I was black. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, you blacker than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, like, what you mean is, like, serious discrimination. Honestly, I can say I didn't see that, man.
No. What I mean is, even the most light. Wait a minute. No. Let me clarify. Fuck them Iraqi niggas. I'm talking about even the lightest, most faintest. Let me get up. Even the lightest, most faintest sniff of racism. Meaning, let me give you some examples. No, because they gonna get me. Meaning, nigga try to call you, superior. A nigga maybe one notch of you real quick, try to tell you, go and do that real quick, boy. Nigga try to call you boy real quick. Wait a minute, stop right there. Right, stop right there. Right? Nigga try to slide one in there. You feel me? Because of your rank? Yeah. Right? That's what I'm asking, my G. Did you encounter even the slightest form of racism? I'm just asking, yes or no.
Oh, yes. What I experienced was, so going into the fact that we were going to go to Iraq to go to the war, right? So everyone that was in our battery or unit, basically, you could say, like, these 500 people, y'all about to get sent to Iraq. We need y'all though. Like, it's kind of like y'all on orders to go. We don't need y'all kicked out. Y'all with us. But I seen some racism because so once people noted the fact that they was going to go to the war, a lot of people started doing drugs. Not me, but anyway, so word got out. People are doing drugs now. They're partying, whatever, because people thinking whatever. So they started doing drug tests. But they weren't going to kick no one out if you had drugs in your system, because they kind of knew about this. So this is where the racism came in. So we had, if I get my numbers right, it was like 4 white soldiers that, when the drug test came up, they had cocaine in their system. Okay, they got their normal punishment, meaning you just got to work overtime, basically. Now, when the one black soldier, same consequence, they make him do the 14 days, but also kick him out. He didn't even go. They kicked him out the army. Like, you ain't even good enough to go to war with us because you did drugs. But everybody doing it. Like, we just caught these 4, but they're white. You black, you got to go. Like, we can't trust you because you black.
So you're saying that you watched yourself several white soldiers test positive for narcotics in the U.S. government, and at that same time, you watched a soldier from the same platoon, brigade, division, whatever you want to call it. This black soldier was promptly escorted out from what I assume a dishonorable discharge, correct?
I think it might have been a dishonorable, but whatever it was, and what made it so worse was it was a black man kicking him out. The same person that was in charge of letting these 4 white people go, and they can ride on just cause they got caught with drugs in their system. Not you didn't get caught with drugs on you, it was in your urine. I mean, you use them. That's it. You showed up to work. You didn't do nothing wrong. You just had urine in your. I mean, you just had cocaine in your system. So what? They good, but him no. He got to go. This is a black man making this decision. I definitely seen that racism from our own.
So you had an opportunity to renew a contract with the U.S. government, right? You did everything that you were supposed to do, correct? Right. But you decided to move on and pursue other opportunities in your life, and salute to you for that. But just in closing, what was the reason? What was the reason that you did not renew with the United States government?
It came down to the fact that I did not want to go back to another war. And like, I just felt like me as a black man, I didn't have no place in that, because they try to tell you that you're fighting for America when you're not. I was fighting for my brother on side of me, but what we were fighting for, what we have our soldiers over there for, I wasn't willing to do that another 3 years. Just to put my life in danger so some rich people could get richer. Don't nobody care about me at the end of the day. So I felt like they could pay me, but it wasn't enough money. What if I die over here? Like, so what? I just died for this oil company? To me, that didn't make no sense. So I wasn't willing to do it no matter what amount of money they offered me. Once I found out what was really going on. But the first contract, they sell you that dream. Your country's under attack. What you gonna do about it? And you being young, you think, hey, I'll step up.
Salute to Jayshawn Brown for coming in and telling the story. You tuned in to the Black People's Podcast. You tuned into the Black People's Podcast with Breadman. If you would like to support the podcast, be sure to Cash App $Breadman281. That's $Breadman281. Or you can PayPal Bread Daily 832. That's Bread Daily 832. Those links are in the chat. Now, in closing, brother, I want to make sure and give you the floor because it's not easy. You understand what I'm saying? It's not easy to, show up and just, answer unfiltered questions like that and just, tell your story. So I want to make sure to give you the last words. You understand what I'm saying? And, you talking to me and Bread Nation, the Bread Gang, right? And I just want to ask you, is there any last words you want to, leave the people with? Is there anything that you're promoting? We just wanna give the floor to you, my G. Let's go.
Well, I want to say, thank y'all for all y'all support. I'm part of y'all. Y'all might see me with a wrench and every now and then saying something. I'm part of the Bread Gang myself. I'm glad I got this opportunity to come in front of y'all and talk. I also do, I do my stand-up, so does Brad, man. We gonna give y'all some opportunities to make you laugh too. It ain't just the podcast, but I definitely respect everything that's going on, man. And I'm really glad to be a part of this today. Like, it's all
What's
good.
what's your cash app, Jayshawn?
It's Jayshawn Comedy 281 dollar. You know what the dollar sign right there. You can link it in the chat or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm just happy to be a part of this. I'm learning as we going on. I understand it take a lot of work to produce this, and I'm looking forward to comedy. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I also want to get in front of the camera more and do some more as far as acting, not directing. That's too much work. People won't tell you that though. Everybody want to get in front of the camera and do their thing, but they don't really know what it takes. Same thing with this podcast thing. So I'm really, really grateful to be here, man, and it felt good to, tell my side of the story. Glad we reviewed that movie. It was a good movie, man. Nate Parker, I really feel like I watched him from Antoine Fisher on up, and he just keep doing it. Keep telling your side of the story, and that's really all we can do. I mean, working together is the best, though, no matter what it is. And history don't lie, Keep it going. Black People's Podcast, man. I'm with y'all.
This what I want you to do for the people, because you did something very, very interesting for me earlier, and I'm gonna see if you can do it again, just straight off the top of your head. Now, we are here in Houston, Texas, via the Bread Box, correct? And you, sir, are from, again, Modesto. Because we're about to close out the show, but we're gonna do it a different way. We're gonna do it in style tonight. And you are from Modesto, California, correct? But what I've noticed about you is that you're slowly transitioning to H-Town, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? To H-Town, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Like real shit. Those who know what I'm talking about. You feel me? So you was playing a song earlier, and my mind was blown, because I'm like, okay, here it is, a Cali nigga putting the H-Town dude, you feel me, on some Houston shit. So can you give us that selection real quick? Because I'm gonna send my people off with that selection. You feel me?
You want to hit him with that one?
Yeah. What was that?
All right, we're gonna go with Slim Thug, No Love. Now let me say something. Intro. Okay. What they about to talk about is don't get caught slipping out here. Don't take all this love for the wrong reason. Don't get caught thinking everything's sweet out here. But I'm gonna say, if you come correct, we're gonna show you some respect. And like you said, I'm from Cali. I've been getting nothing but.
This light work, baby. This is light work at the Black People's Podcast. And you ain't even know. I'm finna be hitting y'all from the left, from the right. You feel me? Huh? From every which side. You tuned in. You tuned into the Black People's Podcast. Huh? If you would like to support the channel, feel free to Cash App $Breadman281. That's $Breadman281. The links are in the chat. I want to say salute. To my bread gang. I appreciate your support. I appreciate every view. I appreciate every donation. I appreciate every contribution. And also, again, before we leave, I want to give a round of applause to our special guest, Jayshawn Brown, for doing his best to give us the most honest story of a black veteran for the United States of America. Let's give him a round of applause. Huh? This is what we doing. This is what we doing at the Black People's Podcast. So again, I gotta send y'all off. I gotta send y'all off in the right way. You feel me? It's the middle of a week. We got to secure the bag. You feel me? Until I see y'all the next time, it's power to the people. You feel me? You know the damn deal. If you don't know the damn deal, ask Bread Man, what's the damn deal? Let's go.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Juice.
Can you dig it?
Juice. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You got that juice. You got that juice. You got the juice. You got that power. Yeah, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. In the streets mobbing, repping good over evil. Look, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. Burning and looting, repping good over evil.
Look, the power's in the people. Should've asked for equity, but we rather be equal. Let my people go, Prince of Egypt, this the sequel. Could never give up the precious, watch them burn just like Smeagol, it's the Ock. Giving life like an Ankh. We went from Chaldea, but ended on Plymouth Rock. We went from Black Tulsa to Section 8 out and watch. Judas and the Black Messiah, them crackers, they want me shot. That's the truth too. Black man magic, I might hit they ass with voodoo. Took the Bible, but left the land. Desmond Tutu, we only blind black at this point. Go grab your who's who. I rep that north side till I die, and that's a blues clue. Look, I ain't never want the recognition. All praises due, man. We in full submission. Now that I got your attention, you should know you got that juice too. Non-GMO, please don't let them people fool you.
Power, yeah, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. In the streets mobbing, repping good over evil. Look, power to the people. Yeah, all power to the people. Yeah, the power's in the people. Burning and looting, repping good over evil. Look.